Last race of the weekend then will be the Breeders' Cup Classic, of course. Again, with a very respectable time in 9:40, and the headline act, Flightline, 2 to 5 for the closing race on the card. And I mean, if that race last time out is anything to go by, then well, he wins this by half the track. But it's not necessarily going to happen. And Epicenter is a very good horse in its own right, as is Life is Good. Again, take the Flightline out, and those two have put in some really good numbers to get involved in this. Taiba is 12 to 1 as well. Hot Rod Charlie 33 is an Olympiad as well, 40 to 1 and Bigger the Res. Again, I knew this would happen. Breeders' Cup Classic, we get to the end and we're tight for time. It always happens with meetings like this. But Flightline was incredible last time out. I guess the question is just, what did he beat, and can he do it again against an improving 3-year-old?
He beat Trees, and probably, but I'm not taking that price to pay for it. There's only one play in this race, personally, and that's backing Life is Good, which is insulting at 15 to 2 or thereabouts. That's a proper each-way play for me, or if you want to split your stake, have a little bit to win and a lot to place on him, because I really can't see him not being in the top 3. He's the best of the sort of the unexposed horses. He won the Dirt Mile last year. The Dirt Mile is a 3-year-old. The Breeders' Cup Classic is a 4-year-old. The likes of Gunrunner and Nick's Go in the last couple of years has become the sexy race. Todd Pletcher's won this before. He's got a bit of speed. He's drawn to the it side of Flightline. Todd Pletcher said they're not changing run style, so he's going to go. He's going to lay it up to Flightline. That's where my money would be in this race. And if Flightline is just that good, I will sit back, lose my money, and clap him home just to see a phenomenal horse.
There you go. Life is Good is a 15 to 2 then. Each way angle against Flightline, Mark.
Well, if anybody out there has been living on Clanger Planet for the last month and a half, they don't know who Flightline is. He's raced 5 times. He's won 5 times. Winning distance total 62 3/4 lengths. It equates to 12.5 lengths for each of his victories. And he's been, well, they've never laid a glove on him, and he's even blown the start twice, and that hasn't mattered. John Sadler, the trainer, has won this race once in 2018 with Accelerate. That's his only winner in 54 winners at the Breeders' Cup. He's got a couple more horses running before this. And probably more significantly, Flightline has travelled out of Southern California. He did it once and he won at Belmont, although that was his least impressive victory when he won the Met Mile. He'll probably win. I will do the same as Rachel. I wouldn't advise anybody to back him if you would just applaud a superstar. I thought Epicenter was worth definitely taking a play on. It's his first run against Elders. Steve Asmussen's got a great record in this race. He's won it with Gunrunner and with Curlin. Emphatic winner of the Travers last time out. And if you see that price at the moment at 11 to 2 and you want to get yourself a little bit of an each-way bet with just a smidgen of icing profit on top, back Epicenter now, because last time out he beat Cyberknife and absolutely tonked Cyberknife, and as many of us believe Cyberknife will win the Big Ass Fans Dirt Mile on Friday, that price may well collapse. Yeah. So he's definitely a play now.
Well, I mean, if it wasn't for Flightline, if you had a 3-year-old who came into this with the numbers that he had last time out, you know, we'd be looking at a sort of 6 to 4 favourite.
We would, we would, if not even a smidge shorter. Yeah.
I mean, the one thing that we do just have to say, if you do want to try and get a price, is yesterday, Happy Saver, basically the horse that's filling this out, so there's 8 runners, didn't work, didn't train because he had a quarter crack. It's been patched. Todd Pletcher is hopeful he'll get to the race. So this might be one. Maybe monitor various news channels for the next 24 hours because you certainly don't want to be having a bet currently if all of a sudden you're only going to get it 7 places. I mean, unless you're going to back Flightline, in which do it now because he'll probably shorten if one horse comes out of the race. Okay. Unless, of course, he does a Blame, which I shouldn't have mentioned because I know Mark could do a whole show on Blame, I think, beating Zenyatta. But Flightline 2 to 5, Epicenter 11 to 2. Simon, wrap us up with the classic, please.
Yeah, look, I mean, when you mentioned Blame and Zenyatta, I think, but I know we always end up focusing a lot on the turf races at the Breeders' Cup because of the European interest, but the Classic is the race. Anyone who goes to the Breeders' Cup knows that the atmosphere just changes. The moment the turf's over and that 20 minutes, half an hour build up to the Classic, it's amazing. And the roar when they come out the traps, come out the boxes. And, you know, this is another one of those races. The Kentucky Derby winner's in there. I know he's a big price winner. Rich Strike. You've got the top class horse like Life is Good running against Flightline. But he is the star of the show, isn't he? And the In the Know special, given Mark kindly set up that his least impressive winning distance was 6 lengths, You can back him at 2-1 to win by over 5 lengths. So he's 2-5 to win the race. But if you believe Flightline is going to win and win by over 5, you can back him at 2-1, which, given his record to date, sounds entirely feasible. So I'd suggest maybe that's a fun one to have a play at. But aside from that, I think he'll probably win, won't he? And it's just one to sit back and enjoy and really soak up the atmosphere.
Okay, Breeders' Cup Classic. Then, Rachel?
Small win, big place on Life is Good.
There we go. Mark?
Epicenter each way and place.
There we go. Simon?
The In the No Special, I could take it at 2-1 to win by over 5 lengths. But I'd probably, if there's 3 places, a good point by Rachel. Wait to see if there are 8 runners come race time tomorrow, because the Happy Savers, it's a minor issue. I'd try and find something. Maybe Hot Rod Charlie always runs his race. He's a tough campaigner. 33-1 to run into a place off the pace.
Yeah, if there's 8 places, Malathart, Forte, Epicenter, each way doubles and trebles now. We're getting each way thievery. I'm going to be... I have to go with a false moustache to get that bet on, I think. But,